Hi everyone,
Hello.
welcome back to another set of videos, podcast in parts.
We don't have a title still, but because I include the introduction with this week's headlines, that's the name of the podcast.
That's the name of the
because
podcast.
I thought I could create a podcast playlist without a name, but YouTube said, no, you have to choose a name. So that's the name, I guess, at least for
Yes.
now.
Today we have so many topics and so much stuff that we want to talk about, and I'm actually excited because
Yeah.
I want to open a dialogue in the comment section. I feel like last video or last podcast people were like talking a lot about it, which I found very
yeah.
interesting.
Do you see that comment that says something like, why are you guys talking like that? Let me find my way out. It sounds like you're little kids. You need to calm down. This is a
Yeah.
pop culture podcast, not a news station.
I honestly didn't understand what they were trying to say with that, because it's like we don't talk like kids, like maybe because we were like silly and excited, because that was one comment, and another comment was like, this is the most boring podcast
Really?
You haven't seen that
I
one?
haven't seen that
They're
one.
like, oh my gosh, so many other people do podcasts a lot better. Like they are so boring. I thought it was hilarious. Somebody
love that we get both sides.
and somebody replied to that person, maybe it's boring to you. How about you just don't watch it?
I
Generally
laughed
hilarious.
so hard at that. What is happening? I thought these were little kids, but I'm seeing grown people.
Why they talk like that?
Why do they talk like that? We're talking normally.
We're talking normally. I don't know how you
and for
want us
other
to
people,
talk.
normal is too boring. So I love that.
I love that balance in audience.
So that duality, I guess, is a little bit related to Katseye as a concept in general. That's the first topic that we wanted to talk about today because
Yeah.
they just released their EP. It's their second EP. Once
It's
again,
like 3 songs, 4 songs, 2 songs,
no, like 6 songs, I
6
think.
songs. Okay.
I guess people more from the Western audience, because K-pop audiences are used to multiple EPs. The first actual album, the first full studio album with K-pop groups, it's usually after 2-3 years. But I saw that the Western audience, Western fans of Katseye were like, another EP? It's time for a full-length album.
Okay.
Especially because I feel like the vision of a lot of Western stans of Katseye is the 5 years, because they expect like 5 years, I think. And this is, by the way, just from what I've seen in comment sections and stuff like that. They think their 5 years are about to be over, so it's time for a full-length album and then disbandment. So that's what they're asking for, because they say they are so talented, they should not be in this group for more than 5 years. And it's time already to have an album, a proper global tour, and then solo careers. That's what a lot of people are saying. I never saw it like that, but it's interesting to see the difference in reception from K-pop fans and Western stans of another mini album. Now I'm more familiarized with K-pop audiences and K-pop groups, so I was not as shocked to see another EP. It's been a couple of years already, so
Yes.
I get it. If you are a Western fan of groups, I think people compare a lot to the boy bands and girl groups from the 2010s. And that was one album a year. So
Dang.
2 years in, people expect, I guess, at least 2 full-length albums. But instead, we have 2 EPs.
Maybe people don't know us from your other channel, but like here, we're sisters. And the dynamic of the whole show and thing is that I don't know things about pop culture.
Yes, correct.
And I feel like we failed to say that before because we started the podcast as a live stream and the audience already knew me and they know that I don't know much
Nothing.
about
You don't know.
I don't know much about pop culture. And the dynamic is that my sister knows everything and she needs to tell somebody, and that person needs me. So I'm always forced to learn and get to know about pop culture. So a lot of things that I'm gonna say are gonna be questions, or she's gonna say stuff that is obvious and I'm gonna be like, wait, really? That's how it works? Because I'm not into pop culture as much as my sister or like pop culture girl girlies.
Yes, I think I have some knowledge about what people are saying about these pop culture projects, but I don't know every single thing. So people
Right.
are like, why do you miss this? Why do you miss that? I don't know where you're finding this. And it's because the internet is so broad. So maybe the discussion about EPs and full-length albums is the corner of Katseye in TikTok that I
You are
found
on.
myself in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For example,
nothing
me
of that
personally,
conversation.
I have not seen none of that because I genuinely don't follow pop culture like that. So maybe some of you guys haven't heard that conversation either as well. Actually, when you told me we were gonna talk about Katseye, I was a little scared because
Yes.
since I don't know much about pop culture, I have very blunt opinions and like very
Yes.
to the point. And my sister tells me like hold back a little.
People say, don't hold back. You don't understand. People take it so personally.
They
like,
do.
Which is funny because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be
Fun.
and it's
Not taken seriously
not
at
taken
all.
seriously. Especially with these projects, we're not analyzing
The depth.
the depth of a conceptual album. We're not doing
No,
that.
we're not doing
We're talking
that.
about Hootie Frutti.
We're having fun with it.
Exactly. So don't take it too seriously.
Also, I was gonna say, that I was a little nervous or hesitant to talk about Katseye because the little stuff that I see about Katseye in my social media, it's very 50-50. And it's never in the middle. So when you told me we were gonna talk about Katseye, I took my days to think about what am I gonna say. So I'm
Yes.
excited to talk about this.
Let's start with the predictions because before Hootie Frutti was even out, people were sharing supposed leaks. In the end, I'm pretty sure that the leaks were false. Usually the leaks are real, but some people were trying to guess what it's going to sound like because at this point, Katseye is definitely going for one particular vibe overall in their discography.
I like my mochi drenched in chocolate. What brand is this, honey? You know I only wear designer. Wee, Hootie Frutti, stop the beat. Here is my prediction for...
That's what concerns me with Katseye. Who's writing this music? It kind of like misses the spark of their celebrities, their artists. I don't feel that way with them because what are these lyrics?
I'm going to repeat my opinion of my analysis of global girl groups. I have a video about it. You're right. It's difficult because fans are so
They take it too
passionate.
personal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get it. I feel like that with other artists, so I'm trying to explain it correctly, my opinion correctly. I understand that we all have some kind of vision for Katseye because these girls are so talented and they look so good and they seem so complete as a group, right?
Yeah.
So we have this amazing vision for them. We want a good girl group. And then we see them taking this route with their music. I think at this point, if you expect good lyrics, if you expect complex musicality, I think that is a you problem at this point because they've clearly shown that they're not going to go.
They're not taking that route.
And you just need to let it go. Once you learn to do that, then we can talk about Katseye in a more...
You know, you told me that opinion. I agree with this because we follow the Dream Academy show. And I was very excited.
Not the show, the documentary.
The documentary on Netflix. Yes, you're right. I saw a post that kind of reflects exactly the way I feel. It was saying I accepted the fact that Katseye didn't take this route, but I still mourn this Katseye. And it shows videos of old Katseye or Katseye in Dream Academy. And I'm like, yes. In all honesty as well, they became as big as they did because they took the gnarly route. They were really big in K-pop, but they exploded in the US with gnarly, to my knowledge. It was un arma de doble filo. It had a good side and a bad side. My personal belief is that gnarly was necessary for them to be as big as they are, for them to go to Jimmy Fallon, for them to be at Coachella and all of this stuff. They wouldn't have done it with Touch.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have. So they needed something as crazy as gnarly. So
I don't
I
think
understand the faith in the fans, but at the same time, it's kind of like, guys, it's not gonna happen. We gotta let it go.
Here's the thing. They started with a sound that is more for younger audiences, more pop sound with Debut and Touch. But then they released Gnarly, and that shocked a lot of people. And you're right. I think that shock helped a lot with their...
We're positioning them in the
In the
American music industry.
Exactly. But I guess what people were hoping for was some kind of evolution. We love Gnarly. We can continue that route, but better and better and better. And instead, we get a lot of electro-pop sounds again and again and again, house sounds with a lot of intense choreography. You can say that you don't like it again and again, but what a disappointment. Disappointment. This is exactly what I expected from Hootie Frutti.
Yeah, me too.
It is exactly what I expected
The name is
from
Hootie Frutti.
And I know some people say, okay, but Animal is more like Gabriela. And I'm like, yeah, they're going to release one song like that a year, usually for award shows like the Grammys.
Even at the Grammys, they didn't sing Gabriela. They sang Gnarly.
Gnarly.
That was a disappointment to me. Because I was like, come on.
Boba Tea.
Gnarly.
No,
I guess
because you say, like...
Boba.
Never mind. This is what that woman said. Are you guys kids? You know what? Yes, we are.
I think so.
Yes, I think we are.
People kind of got a glimpse of what could have been with Gabriela. I hear Gabriela at the mall all the time. I love the mall. Mall is my second home. Every time I go to the mall, I kind of fell in love with Gabriela because of the mall. Gabriela is always playing in the background in the mall. Always. I don't download it and listen to it, stream it. No. But I do like the song. They just like so talented and it's for nothing. So I really wonder what they're gonna do next after Katseye, or if they're gonna continue doing Katseye.
My TikTok algorithm, for some reason, is giving me videos about fans and non-fans who just tune in, talking about what the future is gonna be for them as solo artists. They debuted in 2024. People are saying, no, immediately now. No, you need to come down. I think they're going to be a group for a little bit.
Usually the contracts go for 5 years, so
It used to be 7, but now it's 5. I guess we'll see. But people are saying they see a promising career for Lara, but they are scared of the type of music. This is very online conversation, so if you don't see it, I'm sorry, but this is what I see, okay? People say Lara is the complete package. The scary thing is the type of music that she's going to choose to sing, because her sister has a solo career as well. People say she's so talented as well, but it's the music that is not giving. So if Lara chooses a similar type of music, it's not going to chart as well, maybe. That's what they say about Lara. What people say about Yunche is that she's going to be a K-pop soloist. And then, surprisingly enough, it seems like the label is pushing Daniela, but I haven't seen comments about Daniela being a solo pop star. At least from what I've seen about the conversations about Katseye members as solo artists.
this is a little controversial for me to say or talk. I feel like the best artists out there, the artists that make a lot of money, the artists that are always on the spotlight, is artists that are kind of like complete. Let's say Billie Eilish. She's very involved in the production and all of it. And we know that these songs that Katseye are releasing, they're not part of the process. They're just performing songs that are being given to them. So in their solo careers, I would think like they need to learn how to make music on their own for them to release music that's gonna be honest and that's gonna have a good reception with the public.
That's why people think that Lara has the most potential, because she was producing music by herself before Dream Academy. Megan is very complete as well, but I haven't seen any conversations about Megan or Sophia, even though they can sing well, dance well. So
Sophia, at least on Dream Academy, I don't know about now, Sophia had that hunger. I don't see the hunger anymore, but as like again, I don't follow them very closely.
I remember what I was going to say. You said that it seems like they were tired. And from the promotions, Manon is on hiatus. We don't know if she's going to come back or not. But Sophia is on temporary hiatus. And I feel like at this point, Megan could also be on hiatus because she seems so tired in all of the performances. In all of the performances, interviews, she's not the Megan that started in the group. Yeah, that she used to be.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Katseye as a group, but let's talk about Hootie Frutti.
Okay.
Carry my matcha, brown belly water.
Why are they saying the words like that?
Oh, that's another conversation. It seems like they're putting on a Brazilian accent. Let me show you.
Girl, they got the Korean girl talking about some $20 smoothies in LA. Okay, Flaquita Yunche. $20 smoothies in LA. You're from Seoul. No! Yunche Rodriguez.
That is hilarious.
It is.
Definitely an interesting creative choice because I'm trying to see why.
Because this is a Brazilian funk sound
I
inspired.
understand that. Bruno Mars had a Brazilian funk sound as well, and he goes like, Bruninho já llegou agora a festa do Brasil. That's Portuguese. So that's not an accent. He's actually speaking Portuguese. So I'm like, why if they speaking English, why they have the Portuguese accent? Because they could have just said it in Portuguese. Or are those words in Portuguese? Like
No, this is English.
this English, right?
The only Portuguese part is the intro.
With Daniela.
Sei que tu gosta da fruta, mas essa é diferente.
Which I liked. I liked that intro. I think it was
liked.
very cool.
Frutti on your tongue, Hootie Frutti on my lung.
I'm sorry, but the accent is really
It's triggering.
It's annoying me a little bit. I thought it was cute at the beginning. It's becoming too much. On your tongue, girl, you don't speak like that. It's a little bit.
It's feeling racist.
No,
Like,
people are saying that, and other people are saying.
I felt like that.
Some people were saying you guys are reaching, and you know what? I understand. I'm just saying that it's a little like, oh,
I don't think they're making fun of anybody.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what
think
people are
it's
saying.
It's a little insensitive. That's all.
The $20 smoothies in LA.
Smoothies in LA.
ignoring that though, can I say this? As a song for a festival, I love it. Just think about it like this. Forget that it's Katseye. Just close your eyes. Imagine yourself like in a club or something. I am a fan of electro music. I'm more of a techno girly. This is not as much as techno that I like, but it's still like that.
I'm gonna say the following.
I think it's fun.
The problem with me and this song was the first time I heard it because I didn't hear no teaser, no video, nothing. I heard the song for the first time on my For You page for that morning show,
Today's show.
the Today Show. And I was shocked, taken by surprise because I was looking at it and then they started like moving their heads and then I was like,
I can show it right here.
I didn't have a good first impression.
So my first impression was I don't like it. I watched it with the music video and everything.
Yeah, I said I
But
don't like
once
it.
I don't watch the music video, this weird perception of music is so weird and so unique to each person. So people need to see the visuals. I am one of those people. I need to watch the music video. Sometimes it completes the song for me.
Yeah.
But in this case, I watched it with the music video and it was not giving me the party vibe that I was picturing in my mind.
Yeah.
I need to close my eyes.
What I didn't like about the music video and I don't like about the concept, and I'm gonna say my opinion the most respectful way I can. I'm gonna make a comparison with the sexuality of women. I love when women are sexy. They wear a string. Women are beautiful and they should be sexy and without being harassed or sexualized. The problem with Katseye is that I, for some reason, never feel comfortable with their sexuality, and I feel like, am I being a hypocrite? This is a conversation I have with myself. Am I
You,
being
in
a
your,
hypocrite?
you in the mirror.
Me in the mirror.
Are you a hypocrite?
Are you a hypocrite? Because I like Adela. Adela from Dream Academy, she wears very tiny clothes and she's very sexual. She's always touching herself. She's wet in her music video. So it's like, why do I like her and not this music video? I came to the conclusion that Adela is the female gaze using that sexuality. There's a vibe that it's disrespectful. Shush.
There's a vibe that is disrespectful.
No, there's a vibe about being sexual and being perfectly like, I don't know how to explain the difference between the two, but that's the feeling I get. Because from Katseye, sometimes I feel like it's too focused on what men like. And from Adela, I can totally feel like that's a girl who does it for the girls. You get what I'm saying?
Even with her lyrics,
Yeah, the lyrics is such a big influence too. Because this is like talking definitely about hooking up or something like that.
to this day, and it's been days already, people still don't know what Hootie Frutti is. By the way the lyrics go, people say Hootie Frutti refers to the vagina.
I'm just using Adele as an example. I'm not putting them on the same level or like comparing them. I'm just using her as an example. But there's so many other artists that are female that are very sensual with the way they put their art out there. And it doesn't feel as objectifying as it feels with Katseye.
This is a very big conversation.
I know.
Because people say,
It is.
oh, it's the label. It's the label that is sexualizing them. They don't want this. But for example, Lara has said multiple times how she sees back to that era, the cis era with Touch and Debuted, and she's like, they were telling me to tone it down. I wanted to be sexier. That's the real me. Now I'm more comfortable than I was in that moment. It's very complicated because I don't know. Some people also say that this concept looks good on some members like Lara and Daniela, or not looks good, but they seem confident in this concept, but other members don't. So they're just trying their best.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. And I feel like with Gnarly, when this all started was with Gnarly. So with Gnarly, I feel this is my feeling. I cannot address this enough. This is my feeling that with Gnarly, Megan, at least she felt a little comfortable. But now with all the touching and all the water, I feel like she's not comfortable. Or maybe she's just sick or like not feeling too well. But
I feel like she's sick. She looks sick.
But like in the Junche, I see her, she's a businesswoman going for it.
No, I was telling my sister this the other day. I feel like Yunche is going to be a big K-pop star, soloist. I don't see her joining another group because, no, for real, I've seen the Today Show. She stole a show for me. And this is not her concept. Okay, so just some statistics here. Hootie Frutti debuts at number 12 on the global Spotify chart with 2.97 million streams. These are the biggest numbers for Katseye.
That's very good.
These are the biggest numbers for Katseye yet. Their new album, it's going for a number 1 finally, because the first album, it didn't chart at number 1. I saw people online having these conversations about why is the label going so hard for this concept that a lot of fans find polarizing. And it's because it's bringing, I guess, the numbers.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing because technically the biggest numbers that they have ever had are for Gabriela. And then with Pinky Up and Animal and all of these other songs, the numbers are lower than for Gabriela. But even though the biggest numbers are for Gabriela, they're still going with this sound. I already gave my opinion. You can be disappointed. This is the sound that they are going for now. Either accept it and live with it, or just
don't listen to them.
Move on. I thought this group could have taken a completely different direction.
Oh, 100%.
I think a lot of people were thinking of the Pussycat Dolls, but I've seen some comments here and there about Flow's music, and I was showing my sister Flo the other day. I was also showing you Girl Set.
Love them both. Really like their music.
It's very, very different though, because Flo and Girl Set, I think overall their discography is so good, but I think that they are not taking this route of controversial sounds and images. Therefore, they are not getting the numbers.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's also, some people appreciate it because it's more real.
You cannot build an empire from one day to another. So I respect the hard work and I support it. I listen to their music. They're good.
I listen to the music, but Flo has been around since 2019. Well,
yeah, go a little bit crazy.
Once they do that, people say, you're just trying to
no, but you can have a balance.
Katseye.
But Yuki, you can have a balance. You should go crazy sometimes and then like stay true to who you are.
I guess the ones who are doing that are Girl Set, because Chat is very electro.
That's the song that was in the movie we watched.
No, that was Flo.
That was Flo,
the British group.
So they're growing a little bit.
They're growing a little bit, yes, more now than ever.
And definitely right now, the music that's very trendy is like Adele's music.
Yes.
So that's like the trend right now.
So I was also in my other video about global groups, I literally said this. I love this genre so much. I should love Hootie Frutti. The problem, I guess, is the artist, and I don't mean the girls of Katseye. This type of music is so raw and experimental that it works better with solo artists. Imagine a group trying to sing this weird sounds with a group with a choreographed dance. It doesn't feel raw and weird when you see the traditional beauty of a girl group doing choreographed dances, and you see this type of music, instead of raw, it feels the complete opposite. It feels made by a corporation and to go with trendy language and TikTok music.
Yeah.
Instead of, this is a girl who is a little bit weird, she's a little bit, crazy, and she's creating Gnarly on her laptop. Which, by the way, that's the actual creator. It was like a little fun TikTok sound. It was not this choreographed,
of course, because like
produced.
a music like that cannot be with the K-pop the K-pop system.
That's why I said that. Because I love this genre, but for some reason it's not working out, and I think it's because it's made by a group, and not just any group of weird girls. No, it's a group made by a corporation.
Yeah.
Love
and
groups,
that lost the point completely.
Exactly. Love groups made by corporations though.
They can work.
It's just that with this sound, it doesn't always work for me. That's
Yeah.
my personal answer.
That's you, because I don't love the music.
Close your eyes and listen to this.
Let's do the experiment.
Imagine this is a YouTuber from Brazil. Close your eyes.
Mas essa é diferente.
Oh yeah, I hear it. That was a lot better.
Sometimes this type of genre, they combine it with metal music. It's over for me. I love that sound, but it cannot be a girl group made by a corporation.
Yeah, no,
a lot of the
definitely.
times it's just not going to click. That's my personal opinion.
Yep.
Let's watch the viral clip.
If I was Lara, I'd be like, thank you, Jesus, I don't have to do that dance.
I already told you this joke, but people on social media were joking about how the label wants to make a hiatus for each member until it's only Lara, and they can push Lara as a solo artist.
I would respect that a lot more, because
just
what is
a little
this?
bit of background. In Les Seraphim K-pop group, they had a very similar movement of the head in part of the choreography, and Chaewon, one of the members, hurt her
neck.
her
because
neck.
of it. So it's dangerous.
Also, it looks weird. I don't like this part.
It looks bad. It looks messy.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Why are they holding each other? At least like look to the front and each girl do it.
Compliments where compliments are due. I think that all of Katseye's choreographies are the best a choreography can look.
That choreography
With
specifically.
other dances from other groups, sometimes people are like, this looks kind of weird, and then the choreographer does it and he's like, oh, that's how it's supposed to look. With Katseye, that never happens to me.
Yeah, that choreographer, it's definitely he has a definitely.
I don't want to talk about that choreographer. I refuse to talk about that choreographer.
Were you silent or silenced?
I don't want to talk about that choreographer.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I am a fan of choreography. I love choreography. Like you get.
Do you know
with
who's
it.
the best? Yunche.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's Lara and Yunche for me, guys. Right now,
Yes.
at least, right now, because things change.
People change.
Artists
Artists
change.
change.
Yeah, things can change, but for now, I'm seeing a lot of shine in Yunche and Lara's
Lara.
eyes.
I love choreography. This is just a mess.
Yeah, this is not a good part of the choreography.
This part of the
This part
choreography,
of the
because when they
choreography.
slap each other's, I think this is a cute
My
dance
favorite
move.
part is when they do this at the beginning. It's so cunt. I love it.
Oh yes.
I love it when they do this and they cross their arms.
I love the choreo. It's just like there's something off with it.
I said my opinion already. I just think it's not the right artist. It has to be a Brazilian YouTuber. I don't know what I have with YouTubers, but it's usually YouTubers who are very weird who release music like this, especially in the 2020-2021 era.
Yeah.
I remember that a lot of YouTubers or TikTokers were releasing this type of music, but
Yeah.
like the weird TikTokers, not Addison Rae or Charlie D'Amelio. No.
Right, they were
I'm
not
talking-
making music.
I'm talking about the weird TikTokers. They were releasing this type of music and I was eating it up. It's so fun. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is the outfits, because what do you think about these outfits? Can I say my opinion?
Go ahead.
This is the best they've looked in a while. The pictures are not giving them justice. In the actual performance. They looked so beautiful. I think this is the best they've looked in a while. I know that a lot of people like the pinky up outfits. I didn't like the pinky up outfits. It looked like straps put together, and I know that that is a style. I just didn't like it on Katseye for that specific project. Then with Animal,
Why did they go
The
so
dino-
bad?
they look like dinosaurs because they do this.
It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna try like an animal. Ooh.
I think that you liked Animal more than
No.
Hootie Frutti.
No, I like Hootie Frutti better, but Animals has shown up in my For You page so much that it's stuck in my head. So something that I'm gonna give to Katseye is that they're so pegajosos. Las canciones son muy pegajosas. How do
It's
you
very
say?
catchy.
It's very catchy. Even though gnarly, I never heard it from a streaming platform, only on TikTok. I would still walk around the house, be like, na 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 na. Everything gnarly.
So in this performance, they perform a couple of songs. I knew that Katseye had a very young audience, little girls. I knew that for a long time. It was still shocking to me seeing the videos
the public
of this particular performance and looking at all the little girls and their fathers specifically. I know there shouldn't be nothing wrong with that, but it was a little bit shocking and surreal to see that. I knew that there were going to be little girls with their fathers there, but for some reason, actually seeing it on television, it was shocking to me.
I don't know if they're all of them parents of the girls that were there.
They were parents because they were with the little girls. There were, of course, young people as well, 20s, but the majority, I'm telling you, the majority were little girls and their father.
You could see kids, like children.
Yeah.
And children.
And children.
And children.
Little children.
Fans
Little
are
children.
of the younger
But to me, once again, the music is definitely for little children. But
little children.
at the same time, it's like, that's out of Katseye's hands. That's 100% on the parents.
Well, their marketing is very weird. Some people are saying, yeah, Katseye wants the older audience because they are showing themselves as very sexy, especially with Hootie Frutti singing these lyrics. But then in the music video of Hootie Frutti, they're literally promoting slime. I know people in their 20s also play with slime, but you know that it's very different.
Yeah, the target audience of slime is little kids.
You love slime and you're an
I'm in my 20s.
old person.
I'm older. I love me some slime. However, I love slime since I'm little. Like, I have an obsession that never goes away, but like, I didn't know. I just saw the TikTok thing.
The TikTok part of the video was so obvious that it was an advertisement.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't bother me. I felt like it was very natural.
It didn't bother me either. People are going crazy. They
are?
really pick everything apart. I get that. Once you're a public figure, everything that you do is going to be looked at and analyzed. It's just that I think I have my own priorities. A TikTok ad that is a big part of the music video, I don't really care.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't really care.
I have many mixed emotions with the whole release. I don't mind if it show up in my For You page. I might vibe to it, and maybe in the future I'll update you guys if I ever listen to it on a streaming platform. So far, all of Katseye's career, I've never liked. Of course, Katseye is crying at their house because I don't like him. I personally don't like him.
They are very affected.
Like, they care so much about my opinion.
You're giving your opinion, but I think that you're being very reasonable and normal because some people are just so hateful.
They are.
So hateful. There are other girl groups at the moment that are releasing very good music that I am personally excited to go follow, wait for every release, and even go to concerts if it's possible. This is not one of those girl groups, but I'm not going to hate. I'm a very curious person, so I pay attention to the new releases, but I'm not going to buy this album.
Also, like my sister, she means well and she has a lot of faith in all of these projects, but I'm very honest when it comes to new projects. They're like, oh, this new group and then boy group like Santos Bravos. And at the beginning, I didn't even want to give them a chance. I was like, you know what? No, like, they're gonna disappoint me like they always do. I'm not gonna do it. And now I like one or two songs. I prefer that experience. Yeah, I prefer that experience than being like waiting and so excited and then for them to disappoint me. I prefer to just ignore it until music comes out, and either I'm like, I knew it, it's us, or be like, oh, I kind of vibe this with the song because Velocidade. I didn't care for the song when it first came out, but my sister heard it so often that it grew on me. So I like it now. I listen to it in the car.
I wanted to clarify what you just said about me. Because you said you have all of this faith in all of these groups, and you are right, but I also know when to let go.
Oh, yes.
Because I have this idea for this very talented group. I think they can do amazing, but if they continue not doing that, I'm not going to be like, what a disappointment, next release, what a disappointment, next release, what a disappointment. No, I'm not disappointed at this point.
Yeah, no, because they have a project with a new group that's gonna come out, and you were so excited telling me, and now I told you it's gonna suck. It's not Santos Bravos. They have another group that's coming out.
I don't have faith in that group.
Now, because when they first announced it, I told you like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a bad group.
Fun.
Oh no, you told me about a group.
I'm not excited about any new group. I told you there was going to be a new boy group by Ryan Tedder, and I don't like Ryan Tedder's projects.
This was a long time ago.
Long time ago. Don't remember.
Did I say QR?
QR. QR is not made by a corporation, though.
No. Well, I do like QR. I'm gonna make it very clear that I do listen to their music. I listen like 3 songs, and to me that's a lot because I don't follow artists like that.
And do you see the difference? QR, we're talking about a group from Chile. It's a boy band from Chile. And they also sing, I guess.
Very good music.
But you can also see how if they were from a corporation, people would be like, why are they singing about shovels? That's literally their song. Like shoveling.
Yeah, but it feels natural because it comes
feels
from
natural
a small...
because they are independent and they do their own stuff and it's more natural. I don't know. I already get my
feels
opinion.
genuine.
It feels genuine. Exactly. That's all we have about.
Yes, that's all. We
have
have so much
Katseye
to
and
talk
Hootie
about
Frutti.
Hootie Frutti, but now we gotta move on. Next topic. I love saying next topic.